Like there's one story where Charles Finney went into a factory, and people just started weeping because the presence of God was so in his life and so around him, and the presence of God just come into that factory. People just started weeping and wanting to repent and give their lives to God. And Smith Wigglesworth too, he was a plumber, like a bit like I'm an electrician, and I'm still in people's homes and that a lot at work. But this one time Smith Wigglesworth was at work and he was fixing some drain, but afterwards he was about to leave, and the lady was like, what's it about you? There's something about you, your face is just glowing. And he got to say, yeah, it's Jesus, and lead her to Christ. And one thing that was really amazing about PNG, which was different there for Life in the Spirit Ministries while we were there, that Pastor David D was communicating with us afterwards, was that it was just getting so easy for him. Like he'd spent probably the last 25, 30 years like really pressing in, really plowing the fields and laboring for the gospel. But while we were there, like those mudmen, the world famous mudmen, right? They invited us there. They knew they were going to be in Goroka, and they invited us. They wanted us to come because they knew of Life in the Spirit Ministries. They'd heard of the power of the gospel being preached, and of how people were coming off drugs and villages were being set free, and the prosperity of God, the favor of God was coming on villages. So they invited us there, and usually they charge about 180 kina per person, which is about $85, but they've decorated the stage with fruit. They gave us that welcome when we came, and they ushered us in, and there was about 30 of us, and we all got in for free, and they said on one condition, that Pastor David D preaches to us when you're finished. So they put on that whole show. They gave us all this food, the sugar cane at the end. They let us wear the helmets, which they never do. And then for about 40 minutes, Pastor David D preached the gospel to them, and pretty much all of them received Christ.
Yeah, awesome, amazing.
So the world famous mudmen are now born again Christians. And then Pastor David D paid for the buses to come and pick them up that night and take them to the crusade as well, where they could hear, the gospel again, But I think God's really putting an invitation on our heart to just draw near to Him. Because it says in the Word that when we draw near to God, that He will draw near to us.
Amen.
And it says that He is a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him.
Amen.
And there's another couple instances where we just went doing touristy things, and guys would come up to Pastor David D and say, look, I've heard of Life in the Spirit Ministries, what must I do to be saved?
Yeah.
And we got to pray with them and lead them to Jesus. But then coming back to our own lives, I believe that as we press into God and God draws near to us, we can carry that same presence with us into the marketplace. And imagine we go home from here and go to the bus stops or go to a restaurant for dinner, and people just, start feeling something different, and come up to us and ask, what's it about you, or start feeling the conviction of God to come upon them and just start weeping. Like Bill Johnson from Bethel Church, he goes to Walmart. He's had many times where this happens, and people in the aisles will just start crying and not know why they're crying. And then you could go up to them, and it just opens up for them to hear the gospel, I remember too, this one time that I was at TAFE, and my friend Israel Vogel, he was here up on the stage before, but he didn't know I was there, but their whole class was released, because he's also an electrician and he did TAFE with us, and their whole class was released, and I was just in the hall, and the lecturer called him back and was chatting to him and said, Israel, like, are you a Christian? Like there's something just different about you, like what's different about you? And I remember him like being able to communicate with the lecturer that yes, he was, but we